I've come up with a little more on why the media and the liberals are pushing entitlement. This is common sense. Today I was going through videos and I came across a Fox video on the topic of prejudice. And it was a Heineken beer commercial. That light is better. Okay, it's for Heineken Light is the beer. And somebody wrote to, I guess, Heineken corporate and said, that's prejudice. You can't do that. And so Heineken agreed to take down the ad. I'm going to play this ad for you because I have some comments about this that I believe show how this, whoever it was that wrote Heineken corporate and said it was prejudice, they're not doing that. They're not saying it's prejudice. Basically what they are saying is I am entitled to force you to obey my idea of what is correct. It's another sculpture. It's another sculpture.
Okay, so there's the commercial. Heineken took the heat, they felt like, online, and they released this statement. While we feel the ad is referencing our Heineken light beer, we missed the mark, are taking the feedback to heart, and will use this to influence future campaigns. Geez. So they pulled the ad.
Okay, I can see how somebody would tell themselves, oh, I am entitled to say there's prejudice in that ad. Okay? Because people aren't as smart as they think they are. Okay, really they're not. And whoever was that complained about the ad didn't really observe the entire ad. They didn't look at it. The man behind the bar obviously was a Latino. He opened the beer and slid it down the bar past a black woman and then a black man playing guitar, and then a black woman saw it. And then it finally ended up to a woman that looked Latino. Okay, and if you listen to the music in the background, it sounds like a little bit of reggae mix. Okay? So, to me, it says perhaps they're somewhere in the Bahamas or in the Caribbean. And in the Bahamas and the Caribbean, I don't think that the majority of the population there is white. I believe that they are brown and black. I knew a kid from Barbados. He was black. And he was cool. I liked the guy. But that's not the point. The point is the liberals and the mainstream media are trying to push the idea that you are entitled. You are entitled to say that that commercial is prejudice, even though it's not. I saw no prejudice whatsoever in that commercial. And it's not because I'm white. It's because I just didn't see it. Okay? I suppose that next they're going to say that the sandals commercials are prejudice because it doesn't show enough of the islanders. And the islanders aren't white. So it's a prejudice. And I have a right, an entitlement to tell you that it's prejudice. No. Okay? And the one I did yesterday was about a Latino, a young girl, that got up on stage behind the podium and started saying, we don't need guns. Okay, take the guns away. Take all the guns away. No, okay? The only thing that any human being is entitled to is to love his brother. Everything else is a gift or a decision. And putting your faith in the government, especially this government, is really wrong. It is. Because there is so much arguing and so much, oh, you can't have that because I can't have this. So I'm not going to play your game. I'm not going to give you what the people of the United States need. But as a liberal Democrat, I'm going to say, hey, you are entitled. And Raul Reyes, an attorney, a Latino attorney, he was saying, and this really got me going today. He was saying that illegal immigrants in the United States are entitled to vote. Okay, no, you are not. Number one, you are not here legally. Okay? Number two, you are not a citizen of the United States. And the only thing I can see with these illegal immigrants voting is they'll vote for the liberals that are pushing the idea that they are entitled. These illegal immigrants are entitled to nothing because they are not citizens of the United States. They are citizens of the countries they came from. You want to vote? Go back to the country you came from. Vote all you want. But not in my country. You don't have a right to be here in the first place. You don't have a right to vote. You don't have a right to anything because you are not a citizen. You are not supposed to be here. It's illegal. You have no entitlements. And the state of California, if it were me, I would have a vote taken in the 49 states, the rest of the states, and ask the question, should we allow California to be one of the states in the Union? Or because they want to break federal law, not abide by what the Constitution says, feel as though they are entitled to do whatever they want, they are therefore released from the Union and are no longer entitled to federal money. None. Not a dime. You deal with it yourselves. With all the homelessness, with all the wretch, with all the filth, with all of it. You deal with it. Because the citizens of the rest of the country aren't going to give you a dime. Because you are not entitled to it. I know the media and the liberals, which California is a liberal state, they insist that you are entitled to everything and anything you want. Now, it brings up another issue here. Okay, so let's say, just say, hypothetically, that the liberals get elected in. They get the White House, the House, and the Senate. Now, because they have been telling you you are entitled to everything, now that they have the office, hypothetically, they now can tell you what you are entitled to. Just like they did with the kids in Florida and in D.C. they, I imagine, have told these kids, you are entitled to have the guns taken away. It's your right. No, it's not. Telling kids that is telling kids that the Constitution is meaningless. You don't have a right of free speech. Anybody and everybody can walk into your house and take everything they want. If you don't want to talk, too bad, you're going to talk. We'll torture you into talking. It makes the Constitution worthless. And these kids, they don't realize it. They don't realize what the liberals and the media are doing to them. They're brainwashing them. They want them to think, oh, I'm entitled. I'm entitled to free college. I'm entitled to health care. I'm entitled to have everything I want. No. You have a responsibility to get an education. You have a responsibility, if you get a higher education, to pay back the debt you owe for getting that higher education. You have a responsibility to get a job, whether you have a higher education or not. You have a responsibility to keep yourself alive. You have a responsibility to pay the doctor for your health care, or the insurance company, or whoever. You are responsible, not entitled. Okay? Responsibility, not entitlement. That is where the line is. And you are not entitled to a single thing. If you are an able-bodied person, male, female, I don't care. If you are an able-bodied person, you are not entitled to anything. But you are responsible for yourself. Got it? And that's what the kids these days need to be taught. You are responsible, not entitled. Right? All right. That's all I've got for now. Please pray for the leadership of this country, that they will guide this country by God's word to bring this country to prosperity, safety, and security. And please pray for those who have lost loved ones. I thank you for watching. I'm William Ferguson, and this is Common Sense.